Hi, I'm Stef and this is TAO. We are the founders of TAO Dog Yoga, where you practice yoga with your dog. I get asked all the time, what is TAO Dog Yoga? There's a lot of different dog yoga out there, a lot of different types of yoga out there, and what makes us different, I guess, is what people want to know. So TAO Dog Yoga is a practice of yoga with your dog where you learn to practice yoga while your dog settles next to you. So we start our practice with seated position, either on the floor or in a chair, and we learn to work with our breath to help calm ourselves down and therefore help calm our dogs down. Your dog is then taught to settle next to you and lay down on a mat of their own while you practice yoga. Once we go through that piece of the class, it's the dog's turn. So we sit with our dogs and we go over very specific body handling and calm touch with our dogs. And then as we progress through the program and classes, you will learn how to do canine stretching with your dog, which is great before or after exercise. So this really came about, this whole concept was because of Tao and I. We both love to hike, love to go to the beach, love to run, and live a very active lifestyle. And what I found is that Tao had a really hard time settling. So if I were to go out to a shopping place, right, and they have benches to go sit, I'd go to sit down to relax, maybe drink a coffee, and Tao was like not having it. She wanted to get up and move and do our obedience and do work. So together, I started to work on different techniques that worked for me in terms of settling her, which helped. I had to calm myself down, right? I had to stop moving, I had to stop going and doing, and really work on just relaxing with her, pretty much in our daily life. My background is in guide dog training. So I'm a certified guide dog trainer instructor. That also has worked a lot with puppies and puppy development. So handling my dogs has always been really important, and that's been incorporated into the classes. So this idea of calm touch not only helps your dog to relax, but it also helps them if you're going to the vet, they're used to being handled. If you have an emergency situation where your dog is injured and you need to look at them, you want to make sure that they understand you can touch them all over and that it also is calm and relaxing for them. I've also been practicing yoga for many, many years, and I'm a certified yoga instructor as well. So bringing these two worlds together for me has something I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time, and I'm just so thrilled that this is now my reality, where I get to teach people how to do yoga with their dogs and deepen their connection with their dogs and really be able to read their dogs and your dog in a very unique and thoughtful way. A little bit of pointers or a few things I'd like to address regarding TAO Dog classes, workshops, and online classes is what you need, right? You need a yoga mat for yourself. You'll need a little mat right here. I kind of have just like a dog, like thin dog pad for Tao here. Sometimes if I forget this, I have a beach towel I use. So a yoga mat for you, a little towel for your dog, and then you'll want to have treats. So you can either have, your dog's kibble, right? Or you can have something that is a little bit more higher value that they really, really like. And we will be using some food in the training. With TAO Dog Yoga, we want to use food in a thoughtful way. So a lot of times we get into training and we find we're giving food a lot, sometimes too much. So we want to use food where it's needed and not overuse it, I should say. So really important in class, we work through and coach you when to use food, when not to use food, and we try to pull food out of the class and not use it sooner than later, because food usually excites your dog. So it'll get your dog really excited and jazzed up, and the whole point of class is to calm your dog and teach them to settle. So using it really specifically is helpful. And using their kibble that's not as exciting can also help to have your dog be, less amped up going through our practice. So you have your yoga mat, your dog's little mat, treats. And you want to have your dog's collar and leash. Some dogs come on harnesses or other pieces of equipment, and that is fine as well. Just what you typically use with your dog, and I prefer a 6-foot leash. So even when you're practicing at home, I do act as if I'm in a classroom setting and have a leash on my dog. The leash helps to limit options, so your dog won't wander off and go somewhere else in your house while you're trying to work on this training with them. So that's a really useful tool as well here. And I think that's pretty much it. Water for yourself is helpful, comfortable clothes, sometimes having extra props like yoga blocks, yoga straps, bolsters or cushions to sit on so you're comfortable is really important. Many of our videos and classes now have you seated on the floor. If that doesn't work for you, using a chair is great. You can just put it right next to your mat and your dog's mat. And when we start at the beginning with breathing and centering to calm ourselves down, you can go right from your chair right to the yoga on your mat, which is another great tool. So I think that's pretty much everything you'll need to know to get started and kind of what TAO Dog Yoga is all about. So we hope to see you in our classes, workshops, and as well online.